Larry interviews Abraham Lincoln. My guest today is the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Welcome, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. King. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
You're known as the president who saved the Union during the Civil War. But victory came at a huge cost of lives. Was it worth such devastating loss?
The immense sacrifice pains me deeply, but the alternative was the collapse of our democratic experiment. Unity was necessary for America to live up to its ideals of liberty and justice. Though the price was dear, it secured freedom for millions.
Yet those freedoms weren't extended to all. How do you reconcile your legacy with the fact slavery persisted under your watch?
You're right to hold me accountable. I abhorred slavery, but compromises seemed regrettably necessary to preserve the Union. Perhaps I could have pressed harder or faster. The presidency requires difficult choices in turbulent times. I was but an imperfect leader in an imperfect age.
Still, you took decisive action with the Emancipation Proclamation. What ultimately drove your liberation of enslaved peoples?
Quite simply, it was the right thing to do. I came to see freedom as humanity's natural state, that no one has the right to subjugate another. My views evolved through seeing bravery from black soldiers and through the stubborn cling to evil by slavery's supporters. Justice could wait no longer.
You pushed the 13th Amendment through during a time of war. Some say you overstepped your constitutional authority. How do you view your use of executive power during this time?
It's a valid concern, Mr. King. I was often faced with the delicate balance between preserving the Union and respecting the constitutional boundaries of presidential power. The times were desperate, and I deemed the measures necessary. However, I always maintained my belief in the democratic process. I knew the people should and would have the final say, as was the case with the ratification of the 13th Amendment by the states.
You faced not only national divisions, but personal loss and criticism. How did you maintain your resolve?
It was indeed a heavy burden, Mr. King. My heart ached with the losses on and off the battlefield. I often found solace in quiet reflection, reading and spending time with my loved ones. But the beacon that guided me through the tempest was the belief in a united free nation, where liberty wasn't just a word, but a reality for all its citizens. It's the hope for a better tomorrow that makes us endure the trials of today.
Your Gettysburg Address is one of the most iconic speeches ever given. What were you hoping it would achieve at the time?
More than dedicating a cemetery, I sought to strengthen our fragile bonds. I hoped to ignite the spirit of those weary, heavy-laden troops. Remind them what they sacrificed for, that our democratic experiment was yet worthy of faith. Perhaps it fueled the final push.
Lastly, any wisdom you'd share about leadership in trying times?
Have conviction in your core principles, but adapt in their application. Stay grounded in empathy. Understand all sides see but slivers of truth. And have faith that though progress meanders, it arcs toward justice over time. Lead humbly, and history will judge your efforts fairly.
Powerful words. Thank you for your time, Mr. President.
The honor was mine. We must keep broadening freedom's embrace. The work of generations persists unfinished.
A profound message to end on. Thank you, President Lincoln, and thank you to everyone watching. Good night. Note, if you enjoyed this conversation between Larry and President Lincoln, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning. This is thriveVerse, signing off.